I am making real money with vibe coding, and I'm going to show you what I've done to make money. My name is Sean Rocky Geach. I've been a business owner for about 20 years. I am an old head. I'm a non-code guy. This is not my world. I don't program. But I've been able to use vibe coding to create products in my space that sell, that really do truly sell. And for context, I have another YouTube channel that teaches Airbnb. I'm one of the world's leading experts on short-term rentals. And I've created, first example, is a photo enhancement service. It's an AI as a service. I call this token arbitrage, by the way, and I'm gonna do some really big videos on this. If you wanna make money, token arbitrage, I think is the future. So what I've done is I've taken things that I understand about short-term rentals, and I made a product to improve the output that a host can have in short-term rentals. And so what I did is I took ChatGPT vision, put it into an AI. I vibe coded a front end where people can upload photos. And then I vibe coded the wiring where there's a Stripe API key. And people upload their photos, they pay via Stripe, the software sends the photos to ChatGPT, ChatGPT changes them, and then emails the customer the photos. Now, the magic behind this is actually a lot in the prompts, by the way. And this is going to be a big part of token arbitrage, is because AI can do a lot of coding, prompts are really where the magic is. Prompts are how you get vibe coding done, and prompts are how you get an AI to do things on demand. And so if you have an AI called a ChatGPT, the way that you tell it to improve a photo is the advantage of the business. And so in this one case, I do believe I have a moat, and this is important for you if you want to vibe code and make money. You have to have a defensible product because otherwise everybody can build one. And so my Airbnb expertise has allowed me to build a product that people trust. But it doesn't end there, okay? You don't have to be the world's expert on anything to make money vibe coding. I just do believe I have a moat. Maybe I'm trying to tell you not to compete with me. That's probably what I'm trying to tell you. Second, this is a hairball idea, but it's been going really well. I made another software called Remind Engine. Now, I used Lovable for this. Lovable is great. It's got a really strong backend. It's kind of expensive, but if you're not good at vibe coding yourself using Claude Code, then Lovable is probably cheaper at the end of the day. And I'm gonna tell you how I've blown $1,500 making my own mission control for my AIs, and Lovable probably would have done it for like 70 bucks. So Lovable is better if you know nothing about vibe coding because it will solve a lot of your problems, the ones that you didn't know that you had. But the way that Remind Engine works is it takes a piece of content that you find online that you like and you save it, almost like a Pinterest wall kind of thing. You just save it. Next day, you see something else. You save whatever inspires you, and you save it into your own user account. And then you tell the Remind app, hey, I want a blog, or I want an email, or I want a website, or I want an Instagram carousel that uses the content that I found. And I want it to be about this or about that. And so you can take content that you like and say, well, I like the color of this thing, but I also like the way that this one writes. And you throw those together. And I call this a synthesis engine. And Remind synthesizes the inspiration that you have and the things that you like about the stuff that you found, and then takes your idea and it creates an idea. And again, this is a lot of like black box prompting on the inside. There's tons of API calls happening from tons of different softwares, not just ChatGPT, but Anthropic and Appify and Firecrawl and all these other apps, right? And so it comes together. It's like a chef in the kitchen, and it whips up some content, and it creates a very easy to use workflow. And at the end of the thing, you get a carousel post about whatever you want it to be about. And the reason why I made this is because I vibe coded another company, which is my Peptide lab. The peptides aren't vibe coded, by the way. They're manufactured, but the front end I made, and I need to tell you about this tangent, but this was crazy. Shopify banned me because ShopPay doesn't want you collecting money for peptides. So one morning, I'm supposed to have a meeting with my team, and we're supposed to have the website live to get sales done. And then that morning, Shopify says, nope. So I take a hard left turn into a coffee shop. I open Lovable and say, here's what we had on Shopify. I need to replace Shopify. And it had a POS system, and I need to replace the POS system. And it took me a solid 3 hours of just relentless coding. And I was able to vibe code a Shopify replacement and vibe code the POS system, and then vibe code a blog engine on the inside that allows us to steal blogs from other peptide companies and just make it look like it was ours. And that was the inspiration for Remind Engine. So this big machine that I built for Olympus Peptide Labs, if you like peptides, I lost 14 pounds in a month on retatrutide, by the way. And yes, we sell that at Olympus Peptide Labs. And tangent, sorry, but peptides are awesome. I'll leave the link for my peptide lab down below, and you can check out the vibe-coded website. It's pretty tasty. But the fact that I wanted to make a blog engine so my sales guys could share a blog with someone who wants to learn more about peptides and maybe is on the fence about buying, but not send somebody else's blog in the process, I wanted to steal blogs. And this idea of stealing content gave me the content idea for Remind Engine. And so now Remind Engine steals everything, not just blogs, but photos and websites, and you can put your likeness up there. It's my biggest, most complex vibe code project. And it's awesome because we did launch a beta and people are spending money. It's another token arbitrage play. People upload credits just like Lovable, and they spend the credits on all the various tasks that Remind Engine does, whether it's scraping websites or creating the photos or generating the copyright. It's all in there. And again, the real big power play here isn't the code base, even though there's something to be said for that. The big power play is the prompts on the inside, and how we take multiple 10, 12 different prompts and slice and dice something into a good final product at the end of the day. I will be doing a bunch of videos on like designing prompts, because even if you're not using OpenClaw, getting the most out of something like Lovable really does require you to know what you're doing with prompts, at least. And then you can also build a token arbitrage business where the power behind it is your ability to write prompts. And I will say thrice in this video, coding is dead. Prompts, that's where the money's at. And since I'm ADHD and teeing off on tangents, I want to let you know I have a free Facebook group about vibe coding, OpenClaw, token arbitrage. It's called Romancing Robots, just like this YouTube channel. And the reason why we call this channel Romancing Robots is because all of the power in AI right now is your ability to use words. Like I just talked about prompts. So I'm going to teach you a lot about how my being a coach for the last decade, teaching people Airbnb and being a public speaker and being a musician has been the best thing for me creating stuff with AI. I'm going to teach you how to persuade robots to do what you want them to do. And then the last project that I want to tell you about is a bit of a hybrid. We used vibe coding to make the front end website. It's called Revande. It's where people can sign up for my pricing coaching that I have, from my Airbnb YouTube channel. They come and find me for pricing strategy and they pay me to make their listings make more money. The front end, we've got a really cool sales funnel with tracking and analytics. Everybody who lands on Revande, I can see everything we need to know about them and how they convert on the page. So it's very much like a ClickFunnels kind of thing. Then we use an API called Firecrawl, and then as a sales method to make it easier to sign up for Revande, all a person has to do is upload their Airbnb host account, and we scrape all of their listings and say, okay, we see your listings. Let's start your order. Let's onboard these exact listings. There's 6 listings, pay for your first month and go. And then that Lovable website sends off an email, and my AI agent reads the email and starts to fulfill the order where we get invited to co-host, we plug them into Price Labs, and we do all the staging with AI. So I vibe coded the front end, send an email, Lovable created, and then OpenClaw runs the back end, and then all I have to do is actually run the revenue strategy. My goal is to use this to get to a 9-figure valuation fast, because the rate of growth for a company is what makes a company worth so much money. And I'm going to try to onboard like 1,000 Airbnb hosts every quarter, and then maybe by year 2, we're going to blitz with ads and start like onboarding 3,000, 5,000 hosts a quarter if we can pull it off. Super ambitious, probably incoherently ambitious, but that would make a 9-figure business. And you know what? As impossible as that sounds, we usually don't do things unless we're excited. And that's what's going to make me excited. So that's what's going to get me to work and to try. And if we land somewhere in the 8-figure range, then cool, right? It's still way better than not starting, isn't it? So if you're waiting to get started with OpenClaw, AI, making money as an entrepreneur in the tech AI space, this YouTube channel, I will teach you how to do it. I already make $1 million a month in my Airbnb business. I already use OpenClaw and AI and vibe coding to make more streams of income. I will teach you how to use AI through the lens of a business owner to do stuff that actually makes money. So if you want to learn how to make some money, I'm trying to say I'm going to fully send everything I have to you right now in this YouTube channel for free. And hopefully we can build something great together. That's what I'm excited to do. Thanks for watching this video. I have the top 10 things that you need to know to use OpenClaw in 2026. Don't miss that video. And I'll see you on the other side.